Behind the headliners, soul thrived with cult favorites and near misses that slipped past the charts. Tonight, we're shining a light on the groups fans swear should have been bigger. Here are 10 underrated soul bands that deserve a second spotlight. Number 10, The Whatnots. Row house harmonies floated to car stereos as the Whatnots distilled tenderness into street corner drama. Formed in Baltimore, Maryland, the trio made slow-burning sides that later became lowrider anthems and quiet storm staples. I'll Erase Away Your Pain unfurls like nightfall, its strings and patient drums giving the lead room to plead without grandstanding. Help Is on the Way flips the mood, a percussive shuffle that still rides smooth, while Why Can't People Be Colors Too brings a plain-spoken conscience to their velvet palette. In the early 1970s corridor, their records traveled by word of mouth, DJs nursing flip sides until the right crowd claimed them. You can hear living room echoes, small room reverb, and an economy that values breath and silence as much as falsetto. They never chased spectacle. They chased feeling and found devotees who still request these songs at late-night sets and Sunday cruises. Not chart conquerors, just keepers of mood whose grooves whisper, then linger. Number 9, The Natural Four. Early 1970s. Oakland Nights gave The Natural Four their backdrop of neon boulevards, after-hours clubs, and hushed car radios. Can This Be Real floats in like steam from a sidewalk grate, a falsetto plea built for back seats and fogged windows. The quartet balanced street corner harmonies with plush strings, and even their up-tempo sides carried a wistful ache.
I don't know if this is me or not.
They came up from Oakland, California, carrying the unhurried gait of the East Bay and a knack for conversational hooks. Love That Really Counts shows their conversational snap. The refrain lands like advice whispered by an older cousin. You Bring Out the Best in Me leans brighter, a stepper that DJs prized for resetting mood without emptying the floor. Airplay felt local before it felt lasting, which is why crate diggers later treated the group like a secret handshake. This track and its companions travel on lived-in details, not grandstanding, building a modest legacy that still sneaks into late-night playlists. Number 8, Black Ivory. Teenage voices rose like streetlights at dusk, Black Ivory carrying tenderness toward the pulse that would later move dancers. Their breakout plea, Don't Turn Around, floated on close harmonies and patient rhythm, a blueprint many slow jams studied quietly. Then, You and I widened the canvas, with falsetto lines that felt both fragile and assured. Later, Mainline shifted their softness into a dancer's stride, proof that the same romance could glide under mirror balls. They came up from Harlem, New York City, singing with precision that made school gym acoustics feel like a studio. In the early 1970s, local radio prized the tenderness, while DJs later embraced their up-tempo pivots in roller rink sets. The songcraft never screamed for the spotlight, yet its hooks threaded mixtapes, basement parties, and quiet strolls home after last call. Spin Time Is Love beside that breakthrough, and you hear how restraint, melody, and youthful grit found lasting after-hours glow. Number 7, The Soft Tones. Number 6, Delegation. I'm feeling down tonight. What you got to do? Summer-lit radio rooms remembered the hush of Oh Honey before they learned the name Delegation. The group drifted between dance floor sparkle and pillow soft slow jams, winning quiet storm spins after midnight. Formed in Birmingham, England, the group shaped harmonies that felt intimate yet urbane. Beyond that slow burner, listeners latched onto Heartache No. 9, whose glossy pulse winked at club culture without losing tenderness. Others found It's Your Turn during late-night radio drift, a grown folks' confession tucked inside satin chords.
Be happy now, that girl you're gonna find. You'll be the loser
In the 1970s and early 1980s, timing mattered. When daytime playlists chased flash, these songs smoldered in the margins. That tension made crate diggers treasure their big vinyl singles and compilations, passing them along like whispered passwords. The production balanced crisp rhythm guitars with feathered strings, letting the voices glide without syrup and soft hand claps. Their legacy lingers in sample-friendly intros and candlelit DJ sets, the sound-savvy listeners still recognize on first bars. We're halfway through, and the bands from that era are stirring up deep-cut memories. Which of these underrated acts did you champion or discover years later through a crate dig or playlist? Got a cult favorite we missed that should have been bigger? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear the names that never left your rotation. Number 5. Brainstorm. Detroit late nights still hum with Brainstorm, a unit that could melt a room with velvet ballads and steel rhythms. Their slow burn calling card, This Must Be Heaven, drifted through dim-lit basements and quiet storm sets, turning whispers into sing-alongs. Out of Detroit, Michigan, they stitched crisp horns to silky strings, giving dancers a cushion and drummers a challenge. When they kicked into Lovin' Is Really My Game, the floor answered back, a headlong sprint that showed how precision can feel reckless. Dig a little deeper and You Put a Charge in My Life flashes neon, a reminder they balanced sparkle with yearning. Soul Radio never stopped spinning the ballad, while collectors chased clean copies for that warm, breathy break. They never sat atop marquee tours for long, yet their grooves seeped into cookouts, skating rinks, and last call playlists. Listen close, and the band's pocket-firm conviction turned small rooms into shining theaters. Number 4. The Persuaders. Neon stoops and basement stages haunt the ache in Thin Line Between Love and Hate. The Persuaders carried heartbreak like a street corner sermon, their harmonies roughened by real-world miles, never lacquered beyond recognition. They formed in New York City, where late trains and fluorescent diners sharpened their storytelling. The cautionary plea in that signature track unspools with patient menace, a domestic drama rendered in whispers, hushes, and a final door left ajar.
Something like this to me. I didn't think my girl had the nerve.
Their take on Some Guys Have All the Luck flips swagger into bruised realism, the lead voice sounding older than the moment, the group cushioning each blow. Love Gonna Pack Up and Walk Out brings a tighter groove, strings and hi-hats nudging the tempo while the bass argues for one more chance. They brushed radio enough to be remembered, yet lived mostly in glove compartments and jukebox corners, the kind of group listeners claimed as their own. Today, crate diggers and night drive playlists keep that glow alive.
You got me wrapped up so tight before I switched out.
Number 3. Enchantment.
You want to be me.
Lush harmonies and strings wrapped their ballads in soft gold, making slow jams feel cinematic and close. Gloria set the mood with a pleading lead and whispering responses, a slow dance staple that drifted from living rooms to roller rinks. And on the Billboard Soul Chart, proof that tenderness could still cut through disco-ready airwaves. Sunshine carried the glow to daytime radio, even as the group's window of mainstream attention narrowed. Number 2, The Jones Girls. Silken harmonies met crisp rhythm tracks under club lights and radio moonlight. With the Jones Girls, those textures bloom on "You Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else," a confession riding gleaming strings and a prowling bass line. Crate diggers still chase Nights Over Egypt, a hypnotic travelogue drifting like warm dusk, while ballad devotees savor Who Can I Run To? They hail from Detroit, sisters whose blend snapped into focus with rigorous roadwork and studio discipline. They were never long-term marquee headliners, yet their singles threaded quietly through late-night sets, becoming dedication staples for DJs and skaters. Listen for how lead lines answer stacked backgrounds, the group turning call and response into a heartbeat that keeps the floor moving. Reissued singles keep their legacy humming, but it is the intimacy in these records that makes listeners feel seen. Play the Firestarter, then drift to the Egypt journey, and hear a trio carving space with grace. Number 1, Switch.
First time, you and I.
Close harmony falsettos and synths introduced Switch to late 1970s listeners. There'll Never Be floated in like a city light reflection on a midnight windshield, tender but immaculately arranged, turning slow dance floors into hush.
Show me.
The group balanced satin romance with musicianly snap, and I Call Your Name sharpened that formula with a pleading hook and pearly roads that still glows on quiet storm playlists.
Wishing you were mine, if it's worth.
They could lift the tempo without losing elegance too, as Love Over and Over Again showed with a nimble groove and crisp handclaps. Their self-titled debut arrived in 1978 on Gordy, a launching pad that framed their finesse without blaring hype. What kept them underrated was timing more than talent. Bigger industry spotlights shifted elsewhere, while word of mouth kept spreading among DJs in dorm rooms. Listeners came for the harmonies, stayed for the craftsmanship, and left with a favorite deep cut tucked away. Decades later, the band's name still whispers promises in late-night rotations.
There'll never be a